Good morning and welcome to Enduring Journey to Bliss. My name is Deanne and I wanted just to give a quick video of how my current growing space looks in this room. As you can see, I have two different rubber tree plants. The one in the burgundy pot belonged to my sister before she passed away. I brought it here in March of 2024. And the one beside it, I purchased at Lowe's on the discount rack. It does have some damage on it, but that's okay. I'll continue to grow it, and hopefully we can get all nice leaves in the future. And as you can see, I've got all kinds of different plants. I've got my begonia that's hanging there. I have got orchids. I've got philodendrons. I have pothos. Got my calathea that I transitioned from soil to water culture. It's over there as well in the mix. I'll kind of pan over. Here is a couple of my other orchids in this room. I'll come down to the second shelf. So this is my current setup. I am thinking of changing it simply because currently I have multiple plants on the shelf. They're not all the same type of plant. And so my thought is, if I get all the philodendrons together on the same growing shelf, that they may do a little bit better for me. Not that they're doing bad now, but same types of plants, same types of light requirements, that type of thing is my thought process. I also have a few over on this little shelf here. As you can see, and they all are doing quite nice. Now, I'm not a perfect gardener. I do have plants that are fails. Doesn't mean I don't try. Doesn't mean I don't encourage others to do the same. If you don't try, you never know. So, like I said, this is just kind of a quick video. I wanted to see how everything was at this stage, and I think I'm going to do some rearranging that I have in my home. As you can see, I've got some different plants in here as well, and as I mentioned, if I feel that these need to be combined somehow into the other growing space that I have, then I'll go ahead and I'll get that done. This will be part of the rearranging, I think. Some of these possibly. In this space, I also have quite a few dendrobiums. March of 2024 and October of 2025, I had 8 deaths between friends and very close family members, and with that, of course, you get depressed, and at least for me, my plants kind of took the hit. But I am currently back in it and trying to make up for those difficult periods of the last year and a half. So again, I would like to incorporate many of these plants so that the same type of plants are growing together, requiring the same lights and things like that. And this is the last little growing area. Actually, not the last. I have a few on a kitchen windowsill. Anyway, you can see some of my African violets here. I have some Hoya here. I've got polka dot plants, 2 varieties, along with African violets in this pot here. And my African violets, I've had to remove some of the blooms, but they will give me more blooms. In fact, you can see a little bud right there. Anyway, it's a nice little pot. I've got one of my snake plants in here. I have a Hoya over here, doing quite well. I have a philodendron right here, another Hoya, and my vanilla plant. Hopefully you can see that. So yes, I'll try to incorporate all these plants into the space that they need, and we'll see how things continue to do. These are the plants on my kitchen windowsill. The first one here is a cutting from a Brazil philodendron that my sister had, and of course I brought that here. The mother plant is growing in my other area in a hanging basket. And this one is kind of reverted. I still have the lovely little heart-shaped leaves, but it doesn't really have the coloration that a Brazil would typically have, which would be like this leaf up here. But still a nice little plant. I have this Hoya growing in pond in a self-watering pot. I have this Hoya growing in pond in a self-watering pot. I have this little air plant that's doing quite nicely. Another Hoya, same growing method. Another Hoya, same growing method. And then this last Hoya. This one, as you can see, I put it in a new pot on 9/13/25. And so it's still kind of adjusting. And I put that pot inside of the other pot, the green pot, so that when I water, I have something to catch it, and it looks a little nicer sitting on the kitchen counter instead of the other pot that's inside. And these are my hanging baskets that I have. This belonged to my sister, and it's been in my care now since March of 2024. I have this, I believe it's called a burrow tail, like a donkey tail. Sedum, growing nicely. This is the mother Brazil plant that I mentioned. And then I have this other spider plant. And this is the last spot that I have plants growing. This is my fish aquarium. And this is an Enjoy pothos. And I have her in the aquarium. Her roots are in the little pot in the aquarium. And she is also a plant that when I got her, she was a bit stressed. You can still see some leaf damage, but her newer leaves are looking quite healthy. And what I have here growing in my aquarium, let me come back a little bit. Come on. So as you can see, I'm getting new baby growths starting. Here's one. Here's one. Right there. And I did have some little blooms on here, which it looks like the blooms have since gone. But here's another little baby plant. And as you can see, they have nice extensive roots. Again, that helps with the nitrates and other things that happen in a fish aquarium. And I have lots of plants in my aquarium. This is an aquarium that I just recently have kind of cleaned and I put some additional new varieties of plants in there, and so I'm hoping they all continue to grow nicely. Here's the roots of the lettuce, and of course those are pulling out the nitrates, and it's a good symbiotic relationship between the plants and the fish. And of course the plants inside the aquarium just add beauty to the viewing experience, I think. And again, anytime you have something that's growing, taking the fish poo and other things like that out of the aquarium, it helps with the quality of the water. So anyway, thank you.